welcome back to a brand new video where today we're talking about my Nissan 350z. Today is a day where we're talking about potentially selling my 2009 Nissan 350z HR. So today we're going to be talking about the car and pretty much why I think I might be selling it. Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Before we jet off, before we drive anywhere, need to put the old sat-nav on as I'm heading off to my girlfriend's house for like a date night type thing. But yeah, so today's video is going to be pretty interesting. Let me just start up the beast, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, you might have in a few videos, but I now have this, which is pretty cool. It says like Nissan on it. I know, some of my friends think I'm a little bit of a race driver, I don't know. But let's start her up. She sounds good. It is quite warm in here, so I don't want to basically, I tried filming a video ages ago, and what I did was that I actually put on, what did I do? I put on aircon, and the audio was like, hello guys, and welcome back. And it was just dreadful, really dreadful. But no, I will try and live without sat-nav. Live without air conditioning for a little bit, just for you guys, and hopefully we can do pretty well. So we're finally on our way now to my girlfriend's house, and we've just been doing a bit of filming over there. It's one of my favourite filming spots. And today's video is quite an interesting one, because we might be selling the 350z. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is I've owned this car for way over a year now, and it got me thinking. So I bought this car at around 22,000 miles. The car's done about 28,400 miles. So I've done what, maybe what, 6,000-7,000 miles in a year. You know, the usual, not too bad. I think that's way below average, but you know, it's still like 6,000-7,000 miles really. And you think that when I bought this car at 21 and now it's on like 28, you know, oh, it's creeping up a bit. And I know like miles and stuff is not really that big of a deal, and you know, if you can keep the car well serviced and stuff, and that's what I do. I keep the car well serviced and all that kind of stuff. But the thing what got me thinking was that because this car is very low mileage, it's the HR model, so it's the last edition from the 350z series. And you know, it's the better engine, it's the faster engine, it's like the more well-built engine, if you want to say. It's like 80% different components from the very first engine. So you know, this car is like up there in terms of like a rare 350z, because this car came out in 2007 to 2009, whereas all the others, you know, I think the DE model came out between a few years, and like the up-rev model came out for a few years as well. But the HR is the one which people really like. It has like the 370z gearbox. It has like, you know, it's like the last one, and obviously it's going to be worth a lot more because obviously it is the very last one. It's very special. So that is one thing. So one thing on my mind is that, you know, it's a low mileage car. It's the HR model, and I was looking on Auto Trader, and I was like, right, you know, to tell you the truth, guys, I'm pretty honest with numbers and stuff, so I'm just going to go out there and say I bought this car for around like £13,000, something near that, and I'm looking at the market at the moment, and some people are selling theirs for like £11,500, you know, this year with 40,000 miles, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm about 12,000 miles left, so obviously that might add like £1,000 or so, or a little bit more money. And I was thinking, right, okay, so mine's 28,000. There's another one out there with roughly the same miles, but it's got black wheels, and it's been on the market for ages, and I think the dealer's dropped it down by £500, and he wants 11,500. But it got me thinking that, you know, some people, you know, may not like the black alloys or whatever, and that could be the reason, but it didn't have sat-nav, whereas mine obviously has built-in sat-nav, which, to be honest, do I really use it? I've used it honestly probably like 2 or 3 times just to give it a go, but I think most people today just use like their iPhone or their Android phone or whatever really. I mean, I use Waze, but it tells you like the speed limit, it tells me about like accidents, police, and all that kind of stuff. Like a community, like Google Maps type deal. And I think Google now own it. But anyway, this car has sat nav. I've even got my own little, you know, DAB touchscreen Pioneer doodle, whatever you want to call it. Pretty damn awesome, where you can play like Bluetooth, auxiliary, and all that kind of stuff. Fair enough, I did remove the CD changer, but who really listens to CDs now? It's you know, I mean, with this car, one of the things which annoys me when it came out from factory, especially this model, it had a cassette player. I mean, 2009, a cassette player, really? And to be honest, you know, the person who wants to buy this car next, if he really wants a cassette player, then why are you buying this type of car? Why don't you just buy yourself, I don't know, an MP? No, that would defeat the object if you bought himself an MP3 player, wouldn't it? I don't know, if you really want to play cassettes in your car, then maybe this car's not for you. Maybe get some older car, because this car is about listening to the engine. I rarely listen to music, to be honest, but yeah, cassette player, I don't think people use it. And if you really want a cassette player, I can always, I mean, I probably will give back the old stock head anyway, because I've got no need for it. But, you know, cassette player, does anyone still use it? I don't think so. Here comes the train, boys. Oh, that's an aeroplane. Just there's the aeroplane. But a train is coming. All aboard! Awesome. Thought I might as well show you the train. So where were we? What were we talking about before we got, you know, very excited about a plane and a train going by? I don't know, I think we're talking about like viewing cars on Auto Trader and all that kind of, yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. Anyway, so yeah, I've been looking at cars on Auto Trader and I've been seeing, you know, what's available, what's around. And there's one which is very similar to my car, except it has black wheels instead of like the standard like silver alloys. And he doesn't have sat nav, but roughly the same mileage and year, and he wants around 11.5. And I'm like, okay, not bad. And fair enough, no one really uses like the built-in sat nav. Most people use their phones or whatever, really. Maybe a map even, but I think, you know, I like the built-in sat nav because it just tells me where I am when I'm not using a sat nav, or, you know, I don't know, it's another screen. I mean, I'm a techie guy, you know, the more tech I have in a car, the more points I'm going to win at Top Trumps when I say, how much technology do you have in your car? And I'll be like, well, I have 1, 2, you know. So, more tech, the better. But no, I mean, that car's going for 11,500, and, you know, for me, I was like, not bad, about £1,500 less than, you know, what I bought my car for. But my car has an upgraded sports exhaust system, it has the alloys exactly the same, it's got some tinted windows. We've also, what else have we done? We've installed like our Pioneer DAB techno thing, which has Bluetooth, auxiliary, it has like many other features. It has a reversing camera. I mean, I think this is the only 350Z probably in the market. There might be a few others, but which I can see with a reversing camera, which is just like, you know, who doesn't want a reversing camera, right? But no, yes, this car has a reversing camera, has all this techie stuff, and I think, you know, to be honest, if I were to put this on the market, I might put it like maybe £500 or £250 less than I paid for it. I know I've done a few upgrades, I know that's quite steep, but like I said, I'm not really in a rush to sell this car. You know, it's just to see what the market's like, and I don't need, you know, to sell this car, you know, for the money or anything else like that, because, you know, I do want to buy another car, but, you know, the question is, when, Matt, when are you going to buy yourself a new car? And I'm like, well, I've got to sell this car first, and I'm not really a trading guy. I don't really go to a dealer and be like, how much will you give me this car? And they'll give me like 2 or 3 grand less than I would if I were to sell it privately. And obviously 2 or 3 grand is, you know, quite a bit of money. So yeah, probably sell this car. Just looking, you know, like I said, I'm not really, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, I need to drop the price loads to get interest, because I'm not really that fussed at the moment. Like I said, I really wanted, you know, the ideal situation is to sell this car next year, own the car for 2 years, and, you know, after 2 years, go on, might reduce the price a little bit more to trying to sell it. But I just want to see what the market's like, really, just to see what it's playing at, because it is the summer, more people might be interested in buying this car. If I get a good offer, then, you know, you might have to say to yourself, well, let's do it, you know, let's accept the offer and all that kind of stuff. And if I don't get any offers, then fair dues, you know, we've got until next year. You know, I'm not really that fussed, but I'm just, I'm intrigued to find out what the market's offering, and whether or not. And obviously the biggest question is like, you know, what is the next car? But no, it's a crazy time, and you know, I'm still, you know, I was telling my dad and my mum and my girlfriend, my friends, I was like, you know, I'm thinking about selling the 350, and they were like, really? You want to sell it? And I was like, well, you know, I've had it a year now, and you know, the opportunity's out there maybe to buy another car, do more videos on, do projects on, etc. I mean, I might buy even a cheaper car, like I might buy like a hatchback where we can, you know, modify it, have some fun in a hatchback, and, you know, I don't know, just see what our options are. I mean, to be honest, there is a car out there which I'm very excited about, and it's the 2011 Audi TT S with like paddles and everything else like that, but you know, they're like 18 grand. What? I would sell this car and I would still have to pay maybe like 5 grand on top, 6 grand on top, and you're like saying to yourself, do I really want to buy an 18 grand car, or should I buy a car which is either the same price as this, or a car which is say half the price of this, still have fun, still make videos, but just have more money in the bank? And you know, if I needed to sell this car, then obviously, you know, but at the moment I rarely do any miles. I walk a lot. I walk to the work. I either work from home. The only time I really drive this car is when I see my friends or see my girlfriend, really. And with a car like this, you know, I said to myself when I bought it, I didn't want this to be like a car I drove every day. It would be a car which I would drive when I wanted to, not when I had to. It would be, you know, oh, I've got to go to work. Well, you know, do I want to drive this car, or do I have to drive this car? And that's the biggest thing. Because I think what happens is a guy at work wants to buy a BMW M4 and he's going to use that for business. And I said, that is a special car. BMW M4, pretty expensive. You're going to have a lot of fun in this car, but don't you want to have that fun on occasions? Like, not all the time. You want to have maybe like a daily car, maybe a slower or cheaper car, or just like, I don't know, a car with not so much like luxury. And you know, you then on the weekends you hoon down the roads in your M4, and that's how I look at things, really. I mean, if I were to own a Lamborghini, which, you know, hopefully I do one day, I would have that Lamborghini on the weekend. You know, I want to experience it, you know, where I don't have to care about fuel or care about anything else, because like I'm not doing much mileage in it. And when I am having fun, I'm having the most fun ever, because I'm going full 100% throttle all the time. Whereas with a daily, I'd have to, you know, be careful with that. But no, I'm too sure what the next car is. We'll keep you guys updated. It's very interesting indeed in terms of what the plan is going forward. But I don't know. Just want to give you guys an update, really. Someone who I watch on YouTube, you guys might know him as well, TJ Hunt, and he's pretty much sold his GTR, and he said to himself, you know, I've made the car the way I want it to. Yes, I could do more mods, but you know, with the value the car's worth and what I could do with that money with other cars, it kind of makes sense to sell it. And that's what I see with this car, in terms that I could sell this car for a newer car. I mean, there's not many more mods I could, I mean, yeah, fair enough, there are a few more mods I could do in this car. I could remap it, I could maybe add coilovers, I could maybe take on a track day or something like that. But for me at the moment, this car at the moment is perfect for what I want, you know. Nice exhaust system, tinted windows, you know, it's got everything I need, really. And I think by not going too extreme, I'm not going to lose a lot of value if I were to, you know, sell it on. Because if I were to do too much to the car, then obviously I'm limiting that audience to who I can sell it to. But no, let me know your thoughts, guys, down below. Let me know which car I should buy. A lot of people love the 350. Like I said, I'm not in a rush. So I will wait for probably the right seller, and I'll wait for the right car. The biggest transition period is selling this car and trying to look for a car when you don't have a car, and that means I might have to get the train and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, it's going to be exciting. But if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts regarding this. I know I don't know, I've always had new cars like quite regular, and when I say new, it don't have to be like brand new, but just something new to drive. And I don't know, maybe a hatchback is the next car I want to buy. You know, have a bit of fun. Fair enough, it'll be less power, but I don't know, maybe a car which is a little bit less expensive for parts. Because when this car had a new clutch and flywheel, that was £3,000. And like I said, if the clutch and flywheel goes again in this car, I'm like, I'm out of pocket £3,000. And obviously this clutch and flow won't go for like probably like another like 30,000-40,000 miles, but we were advised to change this at 20,000 miles or 22 when I bought the car, because the clutch sort of went and it wasn't, you know, maybe that was the previous owner or whatever, but you know, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, have a wonderful day. You guys probably want to go off the video because you probably want to get some food or watch another video, or I don't know, enjoy yourselves. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Adios, chaps. Boom.